Pig had already gotten, see, we didn't cover that. Pig got in 2008, him and his mama.
His mama?
Yeah. They tortured both of them.
How did Nussy take that?
Pig, he took it hard. He took it hard, but he knew it was a part of the game. What Soulja Slim was to New Orleans, Nussy was to Baton Rouge. Yeah. He was a Soulja Slim of Baton Rouge.
The person that did it feared him, was afraid to
face the person who did it was nobody that was even a factor to him. You know, he didn't have no encounters with the little dude or had no beef with him. That he was shot through a window because he was an easy target. His reputation preceded him. You understand what I'm saying? You hear about this man in the streets, and you hear that he just gangster times 10, and he go out being shot through a window with no fight behind it. So it was hot.
Wait.
The city of Baton Rouge was hot. What it do is your girl DCF First Lady, aka Big Dana, and I'm rocking with Video Wayne.
That's awesome. I hated the title, but I want to get it from you though. What would you say people know you most from?
DCF First Lady because of the social media platform.
DCF?
Mm-hmm.
What is that exactly?
Dope Celebrity Family. Yeah.
And when you say that, you say Dope Celebrity Family, there's another name that comes with that.
Off the top. Nussy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. King of Baton Rouge, underground. Yeah.
Okay. And you the First Lady?
That's right. I was there before it all started. Is a wordplay that Diablo said. He was like, I was here before it all started. Some niggas here, some dearly departed. You know, but I was there before it all started.
Okay.
Childhood friends.
Okay.
13 years old, best friend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just about to ask you how you guys meet.
Yep, in school. Yeah, and then his dad is from the neighborhood I grew up in, Easy Town. Nussy put Easy Town on his back and ran with it. He was originally from the South Baton Rouge though. Grew up on 16th Street, if I'm not mistaken. 16th and 15th Street. He bounced in between those two because he had an auntie on this side, his mama was on this side, his grandfather was on that side, but they all from South Baton Rouge, the top part of the South.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you say what brought him to Easy Town again?
His dad.
Okay.
He was reared by his mom, but once he got in Easy Town, it was like I'm coming back. I'm staying in Easy Town. But he grew up in South Baton Rouge. His daddy was Fast Freddy, also known as Poochie. He was a mechanic. Call him Fast Freddy because he drove every car like a race car, like real life race car. And it was funny because he taught me how to drive, and he didn't use one foot. He drove with both feet, like his foot and his on the brake, on the gas and the brake. He really drove it like he was driving a race car.
Did you was around when he was around?
Who? Fast Freddy?
Yes.
Yeah, I was around.
Hey, listen. Do you see any Nussy? Do you see his dad in him?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, Nussy drove every car fast, just like his dad. You know, they slender built. They looked just the same. They was in the game. His dad was in the game. His dad was a gangster. You know, his dad was in the game. He got a line in the song. He said, I think my dad loved me and I love him, but I hit him for out of 2 keys. You know, like he hit his dad out of 2 keys.
I mean, damn, my brother is in a house like that and he's just laying around, right?
But I want to say this. I've been seeing like interviews and stuff about people saying that he was a snake. That's not what it was, because he wasn't a snake. It was a code that he lived by. If you can't eat on the side of me and call yourself real. You're not a real you eating on the side of me and I'm not. You know, bosses put their people on, you know. And the reason why he took his dad's is because he was crumb feeding him. He was giving them crumbs, you know, knowing he just got out of jail. He was on his knuckles, and you doing this to me, and I didn't put $60,000 in this house, you know, to help you do this and help you do that. We just bought a car. We done did this, and
him and his dad was tight.
Oh yeah, that was tight, jam tight. But when he hit him out of the 2 keys, you know, it was something different. But he had been jacking him though.
I'm sorry, you said it was something what?
It was something different. You know, he had been jacking him though. His dad had been jacking him too. Like it was a part of the game. It didn't matter that you my family. It was a part of the game.
How old was Nussy around that time?
He was about 19.
Damn, he was young.
Yeah.
So okay, and you see him coming up from here, right?
Yeah.
How old would you say he was when he jumped off the porch? I mean, or was he just always off the porch?
He was never always off the porch. He jumped off the porch my senior year in our senior year in high school. I say about 17. He was introduced to another guy who had just came home from the war. He was in the Gulf War, and he had discharged, and he was like mentally screwed up, but he was a dope kicker. He kicked in doors, and that's where Nussy was really birthed. The street part of Nussy was really birthed in that. He hustled, but that other type of hustle came when he met Action Jackson.
Man.
Yeah.
That was the guy's name?
That was his name.
Okay. And at that time, he was early teens?
Early teens, 16, 17. He dropped out of school at 17.
Damn.
He was smart, though. Mm. He was smart. Like, he was very, very smart.
Before we continue with the Japanese, get back into the Japanese, what kind of student was he, though?
He loved to read, loved history, loved the Bible. People wouldn't believe that or not. Like, he was very, very smart, very intelligent. He loved to read out loud. You know, some kids didn't like reading out loud. He would raise his hand up, call me please, teacher. Yeah, I want to read. He loved to read. So he was a good student. Came to school every day fresh. At the time when we was growing up, you know, they had medallion earrings and slabs, the herringbones. That's what we call them, slabs, because they look like big slabs of bacon. And he had herringbone, high top fade with the part in it. Wore the herringbone with the rope and the nefertiti on it.
And this was high school?
That's high school. He was a dope boy. He was getting it. Like I said, he was hustling. He was already a hustler, but when he made action, he became that street guy then.
You rapped?
No, actually, I'm on a track on this song. I never rapped or sing. My tongue was too thick to rap. Okay. My goons are the only ones I trust. Mess with one, then you mess with all of us. We ain't going nowhere. Long as the block bumping, we gon' always be there. Oh, DCF. Oh, we the best. Oh, Nussy. Oh, I'm still standing. You know, so I never. Like I said, my tongue was too thick. I couldn't rap. I even had him try to ghostwrite for me. I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do this to myself. It's embarrassing.
Okay. And is that how Nussy acquired you? And was like,
no, we just was friends. Like he drugged me along. Like, so when I hear the people saying snake, like I take that to heart for the simple fact you couldn't have been in his presence and been a part of him if you could say he was a snake. Because everybody who he was connected to, he drug them along. I'm in a movie he did, Death Toll the movie. He called me, hey Dana, look, I'm in this movie. They got a part, they looking for somebody to play Cain and Abel mama, the little dude from Cain and Abel. I forget his name. I think it was Danny. He is, I don't know their names, but I was in the movie with them.
From the group Cain and Abel?
From the group Cain and Abel, from the guys from here. And it's a story that's similar to the Glenn Metz story. So they put that adaptation on film, which is called Death Toll the movie. DMX is in the movie. Lou Diamond Phillips is in the movie. It was filmed in Baton Rouge, parts of Baton Rouge and parts of New Orleans, but it's called Death Toll the movie. That was his first ever role in on film.
How the fuck did you get into acting though? This is like
because of his rap. That's people knew he was a character. He was hilarious. Like he did. I'm telling you, if you would have met him, it was hands down you was gonna like his energy. Wild Wayne, the other guy Juggy who did what was it? What was their show? Fat and all that. Yeah, they was crazy about him. You know, they would send for him to come. because they liked his energy. When he walked in the room, I mean, he absorbed the energy in there. Like he took.
You said Wild Wayne, so New Orleans Q93 played Nussy?
No, they never played him, but
that was about to be a big one.
No, he was so street. DJs in Baton Rouge didn't want to play him.
Right.
Like he was so street, and like he would get upset. I remember going to Shenanigans one night, and it was on a night where it was rolling. It was like on a Wednesday night, and they had like university parties in at the time. And he went in, he told the DJ, he'll play my song, I want to see how the crowd gonna feel about it. And we sat at the table, ordered a couple of drinks. He really didn't drink. Sitting at the table, ordered a couple of drinks just to buy time to be, sitting in there, people coming up speaking. And we had been in there like an hour. DJ never played his music. So he looked at me, and they played I'm on that liquor bitch, I'm about to whip a bitch. I'm on that liquor bitch, I'm about to whip a bitch. I don't know if you're familiar with that song.
Who's that?
I can't remember who it is, but it was at the time it was a popular song. I don't know if it was popular here in Baton Rouge, but it was, I came to the club with that iron on me. If something pop off, they gonna ride for me. Yeah, and we gonna tear this mother down. I'm on that liquor. Yeah. And he got up, he say, they ain't playing my song yet. So he went to the DJ, he say, bro, what's happening? Why you ain't playing my song? Oh, it's a little too street. And I said, bow, slapped him. Then the girl turned around and say, oh, what you doing? He threw the drink on the girl. He was like, man, come on, Dana, they make me turn into somebody. They trying to convince me of being, But he was upset for the simple fact you playing. You say my music too street, but you in here playing, I'm on that liquor bitch, I'm about to whip a bitch. Really? Come on, man, just tell me you don't want to play it. Just tell me you don't want to play the music. But the film that we was in was Death Toll. Like I said, his music has sparked it. And what got him into music, because he never was a rapper. He wasn't. He was a street dude who everybody in Baton Rouge knew was a street guy. He'd get real serious, but he was a comedian. Like he would joke on you, and the whole room was gonna laugh. That's just who he was. He'll tell funny jokes.
Who was his sign?
Cancer.
Okay.
Yeah, he was a cancer. I get along real good with cancer. Naturally funny. And naturally get serious quick too.
Why would you say people? I mean, we have our thoughts about right coming from yourself, right? Why would you say people would say he was a snake?
Because of his street, his MO. He was a jack boy. That's what he did. He jacked you, and he jacked some big timers. Like he wasn't scary. He jacked you. Went in your house, yeah, bare face, no ski mask. Yeah, he did it.
And you said that came from
Action.
Action Jackson.
Action Jackson.
Yeah. What happened to Action?
Action was killed. I was in the hospital having my baby. Nussy was there, and when he got the phone call that Action had gotten killed, that was October 31st, 1996.
Wow.
Yep. I remember that because I ended up going back to the hospital after I had my baby.
You and Nussy was together when you got the news?
Yeah.
How did he take it?
He took it bad. He took it real hard because it was a new chapter in his life meeting Action. And at that time, we were both 21 when Action got killed. He had just turned 21, I had just turned 21. Yeah.
Gotcha. And we'll talk about Nussie and Boosie's relationship. Did they ever have a friendship relationship?
There wasn't friendship, but they knew each other. Let me explain that because I don't never want people to feel like he was a bum, like he just had to do this, that. Again, he was a hustler before he was a jack boy. So he always hustled. And when he jacked, he would jack off what he hustled. When he jacked, he would hustle off what he jacked. Like if he hit you out of 10 bricks, he's gonna break them bricks down and he gonna sell them. And he gonna make his money. And nobody in the city, if you was drinking lean, if you had a lean habit, if you had a pill habit, like if you did Xanabars, Percocets, Loratabs, all lean, all the real, at the time, it wasn't Reggie. It wasn't what y'all smoke regular, not what it was called then. Hydro. You was the only person he was the only person in the city who had it in abundance. So you had to come to Easy Town to get it. You had to see Nussy. Either way it was. If you and they was coming from all over to get it. You know.
See, he was jacking, right? And to add on the help people clarify, help people understand why he wasn't a snake. But what was the reason he would jack somebody? You know?
Because like if I'm trying to buy something from you and you don't want to sell me something, so you're gonna make me take it from you. You know, or you in here like you the shot caller and you really don't shot call, like you really not who you say you are. And again, if he felt like you was weak, he coming at you. But for him to be called a snake, it messed with me when I see it. For the simple fact, like I had another friend named Big London. I don't know if you heard of him, but Big Gates talk about him a lot. Yeah, he was big. He's a legend in Baton Rouge, but he's a South Side legend. He off Louisiana and 12th Street. Big London. It was like Gates was like a son of Big London. He got his name tatted on him and everything. He paid homage to him often. But I had a friend, Big London. He, like I said, he was well known. He was not a gangster. He was a real man, and he just happened to be in the game. But he was an easy target for anybody to get to because he was heavy. He falls asleep often, and his friend actually wanted to rob him, like followed him home. He had knots in his pocket and wanted to rob him. Nigga say, "Oh no, we're not finna rob big boy. No, indeed not." That's what Nussy told him. He was like, he say, we finna get him. That nigga got money. It's like, nah, man, that's Dana friend. I'm not gonna be able to look at her face knowing that we done laid him down like that. You know, so you can't know him to say he a snake. Now, if you in the streets, and this is a part of the game. This is a part of the game if you in the streets. This is it. It's just, they got hawks everywhere. They got chicken hawks that's gonna pick your chickens up and steal them, and that's what he did. He chicken hawked. If you had bricks, you had chickens, he was coming get it, because he was a hawk. You know, that's what he did.
So anything I asked that you feel is left, or that you feel like we shouldn't discuss today? Just
ain't nothing off limit.
And we was kind of leaning into the Boosie thing, the name of Boosie thing. Kind of, you said, I was asking, did they have a real friendship at any point?
They didn't have a friendship. They knew each other though. It was too many. Baton Rouge is not that big, and if you in the streets or if you in the game, you have to run across each other. You're gonna run across either somebody you fool with them, or somebody like that. They didn't have no friendship, and there was no friction. Like Boosie had just came and bought a pint of syrup for him. You know, he really did like Boosie. Nussy liked him. Yeah. And he had a mutual respect for Nussy. It was never any beef. But when Ivy got killed, it was an ongoing thing, said that Nussy had something to do with Ivy getting killed, for the simple fact a fight happened in Shenanigans the same night Ivy got killed. It was involving Nussy's entourage. Nussy ended up going outside to get something. They locked the doors, and the whole club, which was most of the people from the South Side, had a fight with Nussy people. And Nussy didn't even get to swing a punch, so he was visibly upset. Like, he was upset about his people getting beat up or jumped on, because the whole crowd crowded them. The whole club basically crowded them. It was like four people in there, and they got crowded.
So the rumor about Nussy and Ivy having a fight that night, that wasn't real. That's not real.
Nussy didn't have a fight. Nussy didn't swing one punch. He was outside. A fight occurred though.
And that's that particular fight we was talking about.
Yeah, a fight occurred, but Nussy didn't throw a punch.
Yeah, and when the story's told, I think when the streets got it, because it was the way it was given to me before I wrote it up and told the story, is that when the streets got it, they ran with it. Mm-hmm. And
as usual.
And Nussy didn't stop it soon enough before it grew legs.
He didn't. He was like, "Why I gotta explain when I know why I ain't do it?" You know, he was like, a man ain't gotta explain when he know what he did, and that's how he felt. And even I told him, man, that it's getting out of hand. Like it's getting out of hand.
And his feelings were hurt behind it, right?
His feelings was really hurt behind it. Because him and Ivory was friends. Now him and Ivory were friends. They hung together, they made money together. Again, Nussy originally from 15th, 16th Street, Watts Alley, around there. All that's Ivy. All that's his area. You know, like he was the man. Ivy was a good guy. You know.
They was about the same age, Nussy and Ivy?
Yeah. It was about the same age.
Okay. And did they run together at one point, or what?
They did a lot of things together. Again, we may not be the best of friends, but somebody you connected to, like even with Boosie cousin and Nussy used to hang together. Trail, Donkey, you know, he's a pastor now. They all hung together. Dee Trail, Nussy, they was well known to be with each other, but Boosie and Nussy was never friends.
Okay. And we talked about Ivy actually getting with you, right? And we said, because it's public record now, and I put the story out myself, but Lil Pig. What about him at the time? His character, who was he?
Oh, Pig was a stand-up guy. Him. Pig and Nussy was friends. And the people kept saying the dissing was coming from when Nussy did start rapping. He say, I wish that for my partner, now he owed me one. Now everybody's showing about I'm troublesome. You know, his rhymes didn't clear stuff up.
Who rhymes said that?
Nussy's. I wish that for my partner, now he owed me one. And then as it went on, time was told that it was actually Pig who you know, with Ivy. But let's rewind a little bit. The whole beef, why they think Nussy, or the whole fight happened behind Ivy baby mama. Let's keep it real.
You saying that's why it happened?
That's what the whole beef was. It was never really no beef with Ivy and Nussy. Ivy baby mama was in love with Nussy. In love with him. In love with him. They started that fight that night because she walked over there to him, Marquise, Larry, and Gilbert. All them dead except one person. But she walked over there to them, her and her homegirls. And it had been said that she was messing with him because he had a house on 31st Street. You could pull up, you could see the house from off of Bogan Walk if you pass, which is one of the major streets in our hood. And you could peep down there and see which cars parked down there because that's just where the house sat on the hood.
So they literally had something going on.
Yeah.
Did Ivy and did Nussy ever bring it to Ivy?
No. Other people did. Ivy never asked him about it or anything like that. That the character that Ivy had, that was beneath him to go ask him or check him about another girl, a girl when he got 1,000 of them, you know. But it hit different when it's your baby mama, you know. But
it was his baby mama.
It was his baby mama. It was his baby mama, and Nussy didn't like the light that he was getting from her, you know, being in his presence. But Nussy friend did, which is Big Marquise. He didn't care. Big Marquise did not care if you. Oh, that's what they think. Okay, I'm gonna throw it in their face. You know, yeah. So he was that type. You know, he was flamboyant. He was a big stepper. You know, but ultimately it kicked off that way. They fought. They got crowded. They didn't get beat up though. They fought the whole club, but they didn't get beat up. One of them got hit with a bottle in the back of his head and blood gashed out, and that's when at the time they shut the whole party down. And as they was leaving, words shouted out that you gonna die tonight, and that's the night he died.
Somebody specifically said that shit?
It was specifically said. I don't care to say who it was though.
That shit crazy, damn. Damn, because I mean, it's like, you know, it just thickens, you know. Like if you read a book and it's like, no, they say you gotta read so-and-so's book about it. You know, and it's all real and it matches up, but it's like, you know, from everybody's perspective. And this shit is like, this shit is golden for real.
Yeah.
So, damn, okay.
The city was devastated. Ivy died, so did 2 of his friends. You know, it wasn't just Ivy who died, it was 3 people that died. And the way they died, it was horrible, you know. The way they died. The car was almost unrecognizable. You know how if you watch those gangster movies and you see the Tommy gun and you see when they used to do the drive-bys, how the holes would be in the car, that's how that car was. It was like nobody could have walked away from that. And that's sad. You know that he ended up like that, because he really was a legend. And the 2 guys in the car with him, they was good guys too. They had families. My friend was actually pregnant for one of the guys that was in there, and he died. Got a baby, never knew her father.
Damn.
You know, so it's a ripple effect. It ain't being in the streets. That ain't nothing to glorify. If you made it out, like you changed the narrative for the younger ones coming up now. That's you use what you did wrong to fuel you to do right, because is lawlessness now in our land. It's no code. You know, so they do things and you look at it and be like, damn, they wilding out. Well, we wild out too. We just had laws. We just had certain guidelines that we followed under the old law. It's said for a reason, because it's under the old law. But these kids wilding, they don't have no structure, because people like us was too afraid. Well, not really afraid. Didn't say that ain't my business. I ain't getting in that. You know, and that's the state of why our community is the way it is, because nobody was putting themselves on the line to say, man, look, chill out, don't do that this way. Right. You know, do it a better way.
Still going on. Mm-hmm. And it's really amazing too, because you get to see the whole picture, because they were comrades, you would say. Mm-hmm. Kind of on the brink of being friends or whatever, and then they never beefed.
Never beefed.
And they didn't. So it's kind of like they didn't even have control over what happened.
They didn't, because it was entourage. They could have
had a conversation. A lot of shit could have just been.
It was entourage. It was built up. You know, again, like I said, Big Marquise, he was the type that he yeah, you think that, okay, I'm gonna throw it in your face. That's just who he was. You know.
Marquise still there?
No, Marquise died. Marquise, the year 2009 was a year that was hard hitting for me, period. Nussy was my friend. Marquise was Nussy's friend. It was a difference. How I felt about him dying, it like that changed my life forever. Was I sad when Marquise died? Of course, because the way he died, I forged bonds with the people that was connected to him. One of my friends dated him. She got 2 kids for him. You know, like I forged bonds with his kids. The baby mama through him. He died 4 months after him. No, almost 6 months after. Nussy was in February. He was, so it was 4 months. He was in July.
How did you get that news with
Marquise?
With Nussy?
With Nussy, I just got off the phone with him. When I say we talk to each other every day, all day. I had taken off from work to go pay some tickets. I had a ticket, and I had taken off. It was on a Monday that I taken off the Tuesday, because my court date was that Tuesday, and we was playing. All we did was play on the phone. Like that's all we did. Talk, laugh and joke, clown, play on the phone. We talked to each other all day, and he called and told me he had just bought some beats. He was listening to the beats because the music was loud, and he was playing video games at D House. And I said, so you went and bought the beats? He said, yeah, I took that $500 and we bought beats. Him and his baby mom was beefing. So he took $500 and went bought some beats from Be Real. He a producer in Baton Rouge, also a producer with Trill Entertainment. You familiar with him? Yeah. And he bought some beats for him and Beat Flipper, because they were together. And I just got off the phone with him. I said, look, let me go take a shower. I'm not going to be playing with you because I got to get up. I said, oh, you have to come take me to court in the morning, because he got up early. And the mom said, you come take me to talking about, girl, shit, no, the people see me and you coming in the courthouse, whatever you in there for, they going to say guilty, you know. And he hung up the phone, because that's how he ended his phone calls. He always threw a joke out there, didn't let you respond, he'll hurry up and hang up or something like that. So that's what he did. So
that was the last time you spoke to him?
That's the last conversation I had with him. You know, and I got out the shower, and as soon as I was getting out the shower, my phone rung again. My house phone rung, and my cell phone rung at the same time. And I'm saying, why is this boy playing with me? You know? And then when I got to the phone, I'm saying hello, and I could hear the person kind of sniffling, but they trying to talk. My baby picked up the phone for the house phone in her room, and she come running through the door. She like, Mom, Ashley on the phone. And I say, what? And she was like, Ashley on the phone. Now this person still ain't saying nothing. They saying Dana, and I was like, yeah, Dana. Ashley say, Dana, where you at? I say, you just called the house, Ashley, I'm at home. She was like, my brother just got shot. I say, where you at? She said, by D house. I said, he still was there? She was like, yeah. I said, well, I'm on my way. So I hang up the phone. I'm on the phone, and she say, have you talked? She was asking me, had I talked to somebody? I say, no. I said, but I'm finna go. Nussie just got shot. And she said, yeah, that's what I was calling you to tell you. Now, it still didn't dawn on me that she crying like he dead. Like, she knew before I knew. You know, but Ashley called me saying he was shot. So I get in my car. Now, where I live is like from here to the Riverwalk, from where he had gotten shot. Which would probably take 15 to 20 minutes to get normally. I made it there in 3 minutes. And when I got there, I saw the ambulance pulling off, and nobody moved. Nobody on the scene moved. And I said, Uncle Bobby, come on, let's go. And he was like, come here, let me talk to you for a second. You know, Ashley never moved, and Bookie, they standing there. So I get closer to the thing. I say, why is everybody still just sitting here? It still never dawned on me that nobody is following this ambulance truck. Like, you see it pulling off, why we not leaving to go to the hospital wherever they going? And Ashley blurted out, leave for what? He's dead. You know, and passed out for a second. Came back through. And I just couldn't, like, what you mean he did? I ran across the yellow tape. Police stopped me. I see the car sitting there. I see his brother in the back seat of the car. You know, I see another police car on the other side with somebody else back in there. And I know who was out in the house because I just talked to him. I knew who all was in the house. So me seeing them sitting in these cars, I'm like, what the, like, he the only one got shot? You know? What's such and such, or where this person is, like, that's the ambulance just took them to the hospital. You know, I'm like, well, damn.
So how many people got shot?
Two. Two was shot. Nussy was fatal.
What was going on with Marquise at that time?
Marquise was in jail. Marquise was in the feds.
I know they had doors.
It did. Marquise was in the feds. And the lie or the narrative that was pushed on the scene was, again, he was known to be a jack boy, that he was trying to rob the dude who had got shot with him, tried to rob him because he ran out the door. And when he ran out the door, the scene, it was two scenes that was actually called to. He ran out the door, and he called the ambulance, and he called somebody on the phone to tell him, if I die, Nussy with me. You know, and if he died, his brother killed him because they was wrestling. He told them that they was wrestling for the gun, and that's the story he told. That Nussy brother killed him if he died, but he knew he was dead when he left out the house because he was still sitting in the same spot you left him in. But they because he was a jack artist, they put the narrative that he went there, he was supposed to go scold, Nussy tried to jack him out of his money, and a struggle ensued. That's the story that went out to the news and all that? No, not to the news. The news, it still was, you know, investigation pending. You know, it was still an investigation going on. No motive, no suspects, investigations are going on. But no, it's been solved. Okay. Yeah, it's been solved. But at the time, on the, like, hot off the press, it was said that he had gotten jacked. He was trying to, he got jacking, trying to jack the dude, the other guy who had gotten shot, and his brother trying to help him. He told his brother, man, shoot this, and the brother shoot and accidentally kill him. That's the narrative that they pushed. But his brother was a marksman. He would not have missed. That's what people don't know, you know. So that was a lie. It never was a struggle. It never was anything. He was sitting on the couch playing a video game and got shot through a window. It was a sneak attack.
And that's what really happened?
That's what really happened. But people don't, being that who it was, his reputation preceded him. You understand what I'm saying? You hear about this man in the streets, and you hear that he just gangster times 10, and he go out being shot through a window with no fight behind it, and you know he carried big guns, and there's no fight.
The person that did it feared him, was afraid to
face the person who did it was nobody that was even a factor to him. You know, he didn't have no encounters with the little dude or had no beef with him. That he was shot through a window because he was an easy target. You've been sitting here in this, you in an area where you shouldn't even be because of the animosity that they kicked off. You shouldn't be. Pig had gotten, see, we didn't cover that. Pig got in 2008, him and his mama.
His mama?
Yeah. They tortured both of them. Well, tortured mama to get him to come there.
Oh, shit. Wait,
so it was hot.
Wait.
The city of Baton Rouge was hot.
Oh, all this was in 2009 as well?
2008.
2008. Okay.
Hear about the story in 2009, but it's 2008. Like, 2008 was just as bloody. 2008, 2009 hit home for me. 2009 changed my life, and it affected other people's lives because right after Nussy got killed, Marquise got killed. He came home. He was in the halfway house in Baton Rouge. And
hey, real quick, before we get into Marquise's story, Pig died before Marquise?
Pig died before Nussy.
Before Nussy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so can we touch up on that again? Yeah. So explain to me what happened again. You said they used his mother to do it?
To get him to come to the house to help her.
They kidnapped her?
No, they got her in her house.
Okay.
They didn't kidnap her, but they hog-tied her. They beat her. They tortured her to give up her son.
And she called
him in distress. And he get there, and as soon as he pulled up, they shot him. His foot was hanging out the car.
That's how they found him?
Yeah. Car still running.
Damn, because, you know, and I don't want to paint the picture that he was a monster. Pig was a monster.
No, he was never a monster. Okay. He had people that loved him. He had people. It's an infamous picture that I have of him and Nussy and Marquise. It's Pig in a red jersey. I think you've used it when you interviewed somebody. You picked the picture of Pig up. That's my picture. You cropped out Nussy and Marquise. That's an infamous picture. But they were friends. They were similar to each other though.
And that was the three.
That was the three of them.
Okay.
And believe it or not, they were close, but you never seen them hung together. You see Marquise and Nussy hang together, but you didn't see Pig and Nussy at all together. But they were close.
How did Nussy take that?
Pig Dell?
Yes.
He took it hard. He took it hard, but he knew it was a part of the game. He knew it was a part of the game.
Did that? Okay, no, he's okay. All right. Yeah, damn. Okay, and so when you say Marquise come home 6 months after Nussy died.
He went in the halfway house. He came. He was supposed to have been. He ended up getting like a 30-day write-up. He was supposed to have come home earlier than what he did, but he didn't. They pushed his time back, and he ended up going to a halfway house in Baton Rouge. But he made sure he let them know that he was coming back to avenge him, and that was one of the biggest mistakes he could have made. Nussy even told you, quit talking about in a rap song. Nussy got, he was like, keep talking too much. You keep talking about what you gonna do me. You know, like, quit talking about it. Just do it.
And you said earlier Marquise was kind of flamboyant, kind of out there.
Oh, he was very much out there. You heard the story about Boosie getting knocked off or his teeth getting knocked out. You ever heard that?
No, tell me what. Boosie's teeth get knocked out?
Well, yeah, his teeth didn't get knocked out though. People say that, fabricate that, you know, his teeth got knocked out or whatever. He had a grill in his mouth. And the tensions was high. This was right after Ivy. This was when stuff was going on. People were saying, you know, people still thought Nussie and Marquise had something to do with Ivy being killed. And so they were standing in front, where it's now Bella Noche. I know you heard of it. We can't go nowhere else. Can't go. Yeah, Bella Noche. It was Fahrenheit then at the time, and they were all out there because Baton Rouge small. Everybody, all the dope boys and everybody in the street gonna show up in one spot just to come through and show their cars off, or you see what they got on, you know. And they were all standing out there, all of their entourage, and Marquise felt like Boosie was looking at him crazy and walked over there and hit him, punched him. Which was not, it shouldn't have been, because Marquise was big as hell, like he was a big boy. It's like 6'2", 240. Why are you hitting this? Why you did that? Like, that's not even equal. But nobody stopped him. Nobody did nothing. Nobody said anything. There was no repercussions after that. You know, and
Boosie ever talked about that? A fight between him.
I think he mentioned it in several songs. Like, it was a song that came out. Marquise had made a song called Two Piece. I'm a Two Piece. You on that gangsta ball. 2 piece. Let me hit you. I see you bucket for a 2 piece. Gangsta bow. And he made that song, and it was like people referenced that him as Mr. Two Piece. And because of the. No, because he really would 2 piece you up. Yeah. Like he was one hitter. Like, you know, he'll hit you with a 2 piece and it was over with. So that was his thing, Mr. Two Piece. And he mentioned him in one of his songs. It was like you was clucking for a 2 piece. Some shit. After 2009, I stopped listening to Boosie music.
Why is that?
I just did. Like I just got to the point within this year to ask God to remove the unforgiveness in my heart for him. I'm gonna be honest with you, because he didn't push the button. He didn't say that hit didn't come from him. Nussy dying, that didn't come from him. It didn't. And again, like, Nussy never cleared it up with Ivy. Boosie never cleared it up with Nussy. You know, it didn't come from him. How Boosie didn't clear up, you know, just like Nussy didn't clear up the Ivy stuff. Right. Boosie didn't clear up the stuff with Nussy either.
And what do you think that was all about? Him trying? Did he have an album coming out right time? Was he trying to sell albums? Or?
Oh, actually, he was in the process of. He had just gotten found guilty of some stuff. You know, when Boosie went to jail, he didn't go to jail for Nussy murder. He wasn't in jail for that. He was in jail for some other stuff. But he had just gotten he was fighting charges when Nussy got. He was even out of town. He wasn't even in town when Nussy was. But that call didn't come from him. There was some other stuff, other street stuff that came back to haunt Nussy, but it was closely associated with some people who was associated with that side. But it didn't come from Boosie. It caught him by surprise because Nussie and Boosie had a conversation. So he thought it was dead, but it had been put in the streets before that Boosie had a hit on anybody who had something to do with Ivy, but it had never made it to the people on that side about that hit not being good no more. Like, don't fuck with that. It never made it to the people it should have. So when the button was pushed, it's pushed. You can't stop a missile once it's been pushed. You know. But that's where that come from. It was some other stuff that intersected with some ongoing beef. That's like if somebody tell you something about me and you already don't like me. That's just fuel for you to not like me even more. And and he wasn't liked by that side, period. You know, he wasn't liked. So when anything came up with him being included in it, or something that came about with him doing it, because again, Nussy was a great marketer. He got a video. He got a song called "They Hate My Everything." Savage Life had just dropped. I don't know if it was Savage Life 2 with Webby. I got 612s. Webby was shooting his video for 612s in the original ghetto, the original Bella Noche parking lot, which is on Greenwell Springs, owned by Q, the same one who owned the original 9. Q and Nussy was cool. Q gave Nussy his first shot at performing ever. And he said, man, you come out here, it's gonna be nice. We're gonna do like a whole party out here. We're gonna have everything set up. Come out here and shoot your video for they hate mine. Nussy did just that in the midst of Webby video being shot for I Got 612s. So it's all the DCF and all the Trill Entertainment on one side. And it's hot and it's thick. And you got Dead Game that's here. You know, so Dead Game and DCF were like, they were tight. They ran together. They, you know, Sister Gates loved Nussy. A lot of the punchlines or the cliche terminology he used, it come from Nussy. Like, for my partner now, he owe me one. The champ is here. Boom Baye. You know, a lot of that come from, that was Nussy's sayings. Another one is a difference with looking out and taking care of you. If I might as well marry your girl if I'm taking care of you. You know, like he said that, Gates said that recently. It's a difference with looking out for her. I might as well fuck your bitch if I'm taking care of you.
And that came from Nussy.
That's Nussy. You know, that's Nussy.
And Gates used that as his lyrics in songs?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he paid homage to him. I'm not gonna lie. Like he really paid homage to him. He was a friend of his. You know, he really.
But he let it be known that this came from Nussy.
Yeah. Those who know. Now he did do. He made a video within the last year, and he was like, "Yeah, my homeboy just called me. He said he was doing. You know, he was feeling bad about himself and this, that, and other. And he was like." Man, hold your head up, take your chest out, fuck these bitches, fuck these hoes, you know. There's a difference with looking out for her, taking care of. And he said, and he rapped, and he said, rest in peace to Nussy. You know, like he paid homage to him with that, on that note. But people who know, I feel like he paid homage to him when he do that. He don't have to, if you're from Baton Rouge, you know where it come from. He don't have to go back and tell the whole story of, he got it from Nussy. If you're from Baton Rouge, you know he got it from Nussy. They ran together. Yeah, it's most definitely necessary. Because if you had people who was really paying homage, because you could say he was this, you could say he was that, but you can't deny the fact that he pulled limousines up in hoods and picked the artists up, local artists up in Baton Rouge, and brought them to an event and gave them red carpet treatment, ball lobsters fed the whole Baton Rouge. Not once, not twice, several times. You can't deny that he was the good bad guy. Like he really was the good bad guy. Say hello to the bad. Yeah, he was really the good bad guy. That's who he was.
But it was only a selective few that could say he was the bad guy.
Yeah, it was a selective few that could say he was the bad guy. Cause if you met him, like my grandmother loved him, and my grandmother was a prophetess. Like a spirit-filled lady that would sit down and read her Bible daily and walk the floor and call out all her grandkids' names. She called his name out when she prayed for him. When he had court, he would be like, call mama, you know, and we would call my grandmother and she would pray with him on that phone. When he had court, like after my grandmother died, when he had court, he would still call me, Dana, come on, get the Bible out. Let's pray before, you know, that's the side people don't know. People knew Nussy, I knew Nutchy, I knew Chris, you know.
What was Nussy's real name?
Chris Jackson.
Chris Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah, the middle name?
Lionel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. With the Y, Lynell.
Mm-hmm. But then I want to conclude what happened after he stole the 2 bricks from his dad. Did they ever connect?
Yeah, heck yeah. But his daddy, in his daddy still rolled him out. He had a whole insurance policy for him and didn't cash the insurance policy, didn't help put him to sleep, bury him or nothing. We, as his DCF, paid for that. Like, we did that.
So his dad was still alive when he died?
Yeah, his dad died shortly afterwards though. He killed himself in an automobile accident. Drinking, drunk.
Driving
Fast Freddy. Hit the curve. With coming off of the interstate, like literally a mile from his house. Jumped off the interstate, went a curve, he drove with 2 feet, you know. And probably overcorrected, but it wasn't no skid marks or nothing. His truck flipped over, threw him out the car, and he was hanging on the fence. His hat was still hanging on the fence when we passed there the next day. Yeah, it happened at like 4 o'clock in the morning. He mourned his son really bad though because of that period where he didn't speak to his son about the 2 bricks. But you know you didn't do right by him none. You know, and that's why he took the 2 bricks from you. You ain't do right by him.
He knew this was her son because he easily put that for him. What he didn't want him in that life or something?
Why? And y'all breaking bricks down together? How? You done put your money and his together, but you done went under his 2 under the dope. It was supposed to be 4, but you came back with 2, so he jacked you out your 2.
That wasn't really jacking. That was correcting his wrong.
Yeah, but everybody, like Nussy made it a pun. I hit my daddy out of 2 keys, you know. He made it out of fun. I think he loved me. But he really did hit him out of 2 keys. I hit my daddy out of 40 G's.
He rapped about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Like he was a comedian. You know, he was a comedian. He would make light of everything.
Hey, let me ask you real quick. You said he was angry because of the time he didn't make up after he died. So all that time they wasn't speaking?
No, they spoke, but they like the time period when they didn't speak. It was like a 2-year time span that they didn't speak. But it didn't stop Nussy from pulling up. Then he got Nussy car took after the 2 bricks was like, it was so much that had happened that transpired. Like the 2 bricks was just me getting you back for everything you did me. Nussy had a 82 Cutlass. Just painted it lambskin insides, rag top, gold out, triple gold Dayton's on it and Vogue's. Like, car was nice. I went up the boulevard and it came back, parked the car. Nussy was about to go out of town and do something. He said, leave the car with Fast Freddy. I said, you sure? He said, yeah. Left the car with Fast Freddy. That car ain't never make it back home. Fast Freddy went on the boulevard around the people that you know this boy don't get along with. You done went, brought that car and sat in Johnny Liquor Store and got drunk and was in there all day. Never came outside to look at the car. Came outside, the car was on 4 pillars. Stripped of everything. The rag top was even stripped. Nussy couldn't get mad. He said, what I'm gonna get mad for? She gotta take my lick. I do it to.
Oh, he threw a brick high his hand. He went the ball like he didn't know what was going on. Knowing it was going on.
No. He didn't know what was going on. He just was in being lucky. I mean, I'm in my son's car. I'm just going in here and get drunk. Showing off. Knowing you in South Baton Rouge where you love to hang out and your son getting into it with the people who directly across the street from you and your son shit sitting looking like butter for real. And you don't even go outside to check on it. Come on now, you know he gonna feel like you at fault some kind of way, shape, or form because my car shouldn't have never been in South Baton Rouge. So how it happened, let it happen. So he really didn't feel no remorse for taking the bricks. He didn't care.
Does he have any family left behind?
Yeah, he do. He got 2 daughters.
Okay.
And grandkids now. I laugh at that all the time.
So they grown?
Yeah, well, yeah. His oldest is 28. And his youngest, she'll be 20 this year. She'll be 20 in March.
Any of them rap?
His oldest daughter does. She go by the name of Riri Barcelini.
In their presence, like on YouTube?
Oh yeah, 100%. As a matter of fact, her name _ Nussy. That's her name. _ Nussy. That's what her tag is on social media.
And what's her rap name?
Riri Barcelini.
Riri Barcelini.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, that's.
And she Nussy. She is Nussy in a wig and a dress. You hear me? She is Nussy in a wig and a dress, hot-headed, temple. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about. I be sitting there looking at her and smart, but will pop off right now. She has the 2 kids for him. He got a grandson that's 10, and he got a granddaughter that's 7. And his baby girl, she's in college. She graduated magna cum laude from high school. They smart. Those girls, yes.
Gifted, yeah.
Very.
Obviously, when you say yeah, and listen, and that's always passed down. When somebody's gifted, it's always passed down. You know.
Most definitely. She got it honestly. Like, he did things that he don't get the credit for. Like, he wanted to get all the artists. Like one of the diss songs he made that was well known in Baton Rouge was "The Dumb Way," and in the beginning of the song you hear is a lock, and he said, and you hear, but it's supposed to be real. That's what he say. It's him and Skullduggery on it, and when it come on, it's a lock, like being unlocked. It's like, you know how a locker on a lock, when you hit the that's what it was like. But I'm taking the doors, lock off the doors, and I'm bringing everybody from Baton Rouge with me. You know, we not just because you done blew, you finna shut down Baton Rouge or not allow nobody from Baton Rouge to eat too. Because, you know, they got a lot of talent in Baton Rouge. New Orleans always had their own sound. Baton Rouge always had their own sound. We didn't emulate New Orleans. We have our own sayings. We have our own slangs. You know, we pay homage to New Orleans, of course, because we got Lil Wayne, Juvie, Soulja Slim. What Soulja Slim was to New Orleans, Nussy was to Baton Rouge. Yeah. He was a Soulja Slim of Baton Rouge.
That's heavy right there.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
So, you know, he was a street too. Yeah. You get people in here that's gonna talk shit about him, that's gonna say some stuff about him that might not sit well with the people who do love him. But might have some truth to it. Because if he was a street, there's some grimy parts that came with him.
Is there any women that come forward saying that this is Nussy's baby?
Oh, of course. You know, when you die, you got 10 fiancés, 20 babies, this, that, and the other. Yes, indeed. One lady named her child after him. Yes.
And they would come to his...
and came to his funeral and passed out and everything.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, like, for real. Get off that ground.
Did any of the babies look like Nussie? But you say, okay, that might be his... No, okay.
He had 2 daughters. He wanted sons, but he had a stepson that he reared. He's 27, and that boy loved him. Like, he still call him dad. Like, he came in his life when he was like 6, and had been in his life ever since. You know, like, had been in his life. Him and my daughter was actually in the same grade, so their lives changed tremendously in one year, one day.
Unless he didn't die. Where would he be today?
Oh, he'll be. I'm pretty sure he'll be like right up there with Boosie, right up there, you know, with him. And I'm gonna say this, like I said, it took me a while to forgive. I love the position that Boosie is in right now. I just got saw a clip so that he was at the 50th Grammy. That's big.
The 50th, what's that?
Grammys.
Oh, Grammys.
He performed at the Grammys. Okay. That's big. 50-year anniversary, and you perform at Boosie Boo. Yeah. You know, you from Baton Rouge, despite of you going to jail and being implemented in all of that. You know, you gotta pay homage. That's big. Yeah. You gotta, you know, give props to where it's due. That's big. You know.
Represent Louisiana too.
Represent Baton Rouge.
Baton Rouge first, definitely.
Yeah.
Louisiana, you know.
Yeah.
That's how the world see it.
Yeah. He represent Baton Rouge, and on the back of him they had Baton Rouge shining. They had Baton Rouge, not Louisiana, not the boot. They had Baton Rouge lit up, flashing. Yeah, letting you know, yeah, Baton Rouge, baby. Yeah, you know, yeah, it's very much a difference. You know, y'all call us country. It's very much different. Sure. It is.
Hey, whatever it may be, right? It could be several things, but when you know we come to sit down and do this interview, is there anything that comes to mind and say, "When I want to make sure I get this point across, I want to make sure that people know this."
Yeah, I wanted to make sure that you humanize him. Don't have him being like a demon in the streets, because that's the narrative that's being pushed, that he had what was coming to him. Like, he knew if he could talk and he'll be like, "Man, got me." You know, I gotta take my lick. If he could talk, that's what he would say. You know, cause he had something he said, I'd rather be judged by 12 than to carry back by 6. But about another one of the songs he got, he say, how do you think that you gonna leave here? He say, me, I think I'm gonna go out with keeping it too real. He said, cause I keep it too real. Reality real. You know, he said, and I think I'm gonna go out with keeping it too real. And he was in the spot where he know he should not have been because of the ongoing tension. You know that. You shouldn't even been over there.
He was in the South Side?
Yep. And then and it's not just Boosie stuff. It was some other shit. Again, he was a Jack boy. It was some other stuff that he had engaged in before he had reached this point in his life. You know, it was some other stuff that he was engaged in. You know, them skeletons started to come out the closet on him because now it's intertwined and people got money now. People can really move now. It ain't like when you got money, they got money, but you feeling like this shit really is not a threat. And I got angry with that because this shit really is, like, you serious? Like, you're not paying attention to this? You kidding me?
Did you feel like he got tired, or he was just?
It wasn't that he got tired. He just underestimated him. You know, like if you watch The Wire, Omar on The Wire, he went out the exact same way to me. You went out bad to me. A little boy, Omar. A little boy, Nussy.
You think we kind of got sloppy, maybe? See?
He got relaxed because he was out the way. He wasn't in the street shit.
Relaxed.
And he got relaxed. He got comfortable. It wasn't sloppy. I got comfortable. You know, I got comfortable being that I got fans. You're not taking the fact that you still got enemies out here. You're not taking that, you know. And that was ultimately his demise.
That was heavy. That was heavy for real.
That's the truth. Cause he had opportunity to stop all of that before it happened, but you didn't. You had an opportunity to stop it, and it didn't stop. And ultimately, you know, he paid the price with his life.
Would you say his reasoning was valid?
Me knowing him, his reasoning was valid.
When you said it to me, I felt that.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know if that's what I would have did.
Yeah.
Understanding that, you know, but he got a different heart and stuff.
Yeah, and he bred different. He lived different. I could never.
That's what they call street code, not street code. They call it an old law.
Old law.
Old law. Damn.
Like he would have. If he could talk, he'll be like, "Shit, got me," you know, got me. That's all. What else could he do? Damn, I gotta take my lick. You know, which he would have had to take. He had no other choice because he's dead. But ain't no coming back from that. And I don't think people realize that. I don't think when you do certain things and you have family that's left out here, you think about how their life is affected by you no longer being here. Gun violence is different than me getting shot, me being in a car accident, or me dying of natural causes. Gun violence means it was an intent to end my life. And you got family that you leaving out here. You don't know if you put them at risk because you're no longer there to protect them. Once the head died, the body gonna fall. That's what happened with DCF. Once he died, it was over with. So I do a name play. I have a catering business. I forever it's gonna be DCF for life for me. So I got the name of my catering business as Dope Creole Foods, DCF. And my logo is him in a Pyrex jar. It's the silhouette of his face in the Pyrex jar. The Pyrex is in a measuring tube. Yeah. You know. Yeah. So yeah, that's my logo. That's paying homage to him forever. You know.
Oh shit! I didn't just ring a bell to my mind. My thoughts right, like when you said Pyrex, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, because nobody ever talked about it. I think you did mention it though, that he was a cold hustler.
Oh yeah.
You know, he wasn't just a jack boy, but he was.
Yeah, that's where the dope come from. The dope do you know the dope celebrity? Mm-hmm. That's where it came from. He's a dope boy. He was a dope celebrity. Like he was known like how what is it? Hood Rich. What the big timers had Cause I'm hood rich. What is it? I can't think. Cause you know I'm so Baton Rouge. But what was when they made the song? Got everything in my mama name. But what was the terminology he used for the that's okay? Cause I'm still fly. I can't think right now. But he used a terminology for being a man in the hood. You know, again, under the old law, is a certain code you live by. Like, we have a lot of friends that's incarcerated. I can't think of the name. I can't think of what it is. If it's hood rich, I don't know. But I know we have a lot of friends in prison. And what my brother he just got out. Shout out to him after 25 years. But he was in jail, and like it was. You have to take care of your loved ones that's in jail. That's a must. You can't call yourself for real and you do not take care of nobody that's in jail, especially if they're your loved ones or if they ran with you. That is a must. This man can tell you, I bump 5 and 1 every time. I don't care what it is. I'm gonna bump 5 and 1 because you might need something. I might be your lifeline to connect to somebody else. Something could be going on with you, like prison real. And he had a saying that he called it. Kevin Gates say this too. I was penitentiary rich. Yeah, that's something Nussy said. I'm gonna send him back there. He gonna be penitentiary rich. He gonna have zuzus. He gonna be able to do what he wanna do. If he needs some mojo, like he gonna be able to hustle back there. He made him penitentiary rich. That's what you did. You had to put your people on.
Nussy ever been shot before?
Nope. First and only.
What was the type of shit he was going to jail for? Like robbery?
Murder, attempted murder charges. He had a murder charge, a robbery charge, attempted murder charge. As one of his friends was killed in a kick dough. They went to go hit a lick and his friend was killed. That happened February the 9th, 99. And the guy we all grew up together. The guy who ended up getting was Jamal Mudbone Spears. He was a real good friend of ours, but he ended up. They went in to do a kick dough, and he got. And that changed Nussy's life tremendously. Like that hurt him.
He shot him when he got in there.
Yeah.
Well, that shit have put some on your mind too. Yeah. And Nussy saw it. I'm sure you probably saw it. So.
They was in different positions in the house, but yeah, it got real after that because your friends who you thought was friends, they done ratted on you. And he got another saying that said, I'd rather you jack me than rat on me. I'd rather you jack me than rat on me. Like you could have jacked me. Yeah. You could have took anything I had, but you ratted on me. You can't come back from that.
Yeah, that code is real.
I thank you for getting his story. Again, humanizing him because he had a lot of good in him. He wanted to take all the local artists and make them. He wanted to name it the Louisiana Animals. He wanted to take all because it wasn't really we didn't have no rap beef. Boosie and Nussy was the first rap beef in Baton Rouge, and it really was no beefing. Nussy said a couple of little things. He got a song where they felt like he was talking about Boosie. You think I ain't getting money? You're tripping. Lord Tabs and bars by the zillion, and he say You heard that song? Okay, well, I like that, dude. Yeah, I'm gonna sing it to you. Right. But he is a line in there. He said, I ain't gonna say the name because I might lose, bitch. Pack the hatchback, and this Boosie last name is Hatch. So people thought he was talking about Boosie, but in all actuality, he was not talking about Boosie. He was talking about, he used the hatchback as the role play. He was talking about Boosie's cousin, Hatch Boy. Because Hatch Boy, it was never Boosie really, it was his entourage that was always extra with it. Boosie never said anything. He never did anything. But his entourage always was on 10. They always was like, if we was in the same spot, they was gonna let it be known. They was trying to incite some fighting or some stuff to get on. But they was younger than us too, though. You know, and we had a roster of younger artists that was hot headed. That was wanting. This is like, nah, we don't do that. We don't. We're not. We artists.
You still a businessman.
Yeah, we yes, most definitely a businessman. You know, but that's it.